Hi, I'm Georgette Farkas here with Great Performances Catering, here continuing our Hospitality at Home Summer Entertaining Series. We're taking our catering know-how and bringing it to you with recipes with lots of color, flavor, texture, but also simplicity, so you really can make entertaining at home a breeze. We happen to be on my rooftop garden and smelling the roses, but we're going to make a really lovely parfait. Simple, sort of berry crumble parfait. It's summer, so summer is all about berries, but there are a few little touches that will make it something special. So we take a simple dish and add a few unexpected touches. So I have some berries that have just been quartered. I think fruit always comes to life with lemon, and whenever I use lemon in a recipe, I always add the zest. So you get a little extra lemoniness. Shame not to take advantage of it. I've got some creme fraiche here that's going to become part of our topping, and I think that's going to get a little lemon zest too. So just make sure to go ahead and zest your lemon before you cut into it. All right, a little bit of lemon zest. We'll add some blueberries. Why not? You're going to use what you've got: raspberries, strawberries, blueberries. Although if you have raspberries, rather than mixing them in, I might add them just at the end so they don't get crushed. I think when you have really nice ripe berries, you don't need a lot of sugar, so I'm really going to add just barely a tiny drop. We are going to cut into this lemon. As I say, fruit really comes to life with lemon. I'm going to add a bit to my cream topping as well. Now, I love the taste of elderflower, and if you haven't had a Saint-Germain elderflower liqueur, I highly recommend it. So we're just going to, let's see, quarter cup, just enough to wet the berries a little bit. And we've given some to the berries, so we'll give some to our cream topping as well. All right, so a bit of elderflower liqueur. We've got our berries. This, as I say, just some creme fraiche, and we just added a bit of elderflower, a little bit of lemon zest and lemon juice. So simple. Now, for the topping, I've made this crumble. Of course, you're going to make that in advance. You could make it a few days before and keep it in an airtight container. I promise you the recipe is online at greatperformances.com. But it's not just any crumble. I just thought I would show you what is really particular about it. I like to use some unexpected spices. So into my crumble, I've put some toasted, fennel seed, and also some star anise. So I toast the spices, grind them up in a spice grinder, coffee grinder, and then mix that into my crumble ingredients, which here are butter, sugar, oats, and a bit of whole wheat flour. There you go. You just crumble it all between your fingers, chill it, bake it, done. And I defy you not to try some. So good. All right. So, couldn't be simpler, but it will look lovely and it will taste lovely. I'm going to add a bit of the crumble into the side here. So it's not actually on top. I'm actually putting them side by side. Just a drop more berry. And finishing with a bit of cream. There you go. So 3 components giving you such wonderful contrasts in texture. We have our berries that have been tossed with a bit of elderflower. We have a little bit of creme fraiche that's been whipped with elderflower, and our wonderful crunchy, spicy crumble topping. So here's to a super simple summer dessert, but with lots of wonderful twists and turns that take it beyond the typical berry crumble. I'm going to make something a little different. I think I invented it, maybe not. A fig and frangipane galette, we'll call it a galette. It's sort of a tart, but there's no crust, so we've saved you a step. It also makes it a little bit lighter. So I found these terrific figs. I'm just going to splash them with a little bit of port. Lots of precise measuring going on here. A little port for the figs, a little port for me. Very professional. So the thing about frangipane, you can't go wrong. It's pretty much equal parts butter, sugar, ground almonds, eggs, and then just a little bit of flour. So sort of, and a drop of vanilla. So I've got this nice soft butter, easy to make it soft today. Sugar, in it goes. Oh, by the way, you'll find the recipe with all the exact proportions online on greatperformances.com. But today we're just going to mix it all up nice and simple. So, of course, you could do this with a hand mixer. You could do this in a stand mixer. You could do it with a hand blender, but we're just going to do it by hand. So I've got my butter and sugar nicely creamed. The butter was nice and soft, that helps. I've got my flour. This is, sorry, my ground almonds. And about, again, equal amounts, butter, sugar, almonds, and eggs. So the weight of the eggs is pretty much equal to all those other ingredients. But again, for the specifics on the recipe, greatperformances.com. For now, we'll just have some fun. Okay. Of course, you always need a little pinch of salt. You definitely need just a drop of vanilla. Again, lots of precise measuring. About a half teaspoon, I think, there. Okay. And we're going to, got 2 eggs here. And as I mentioned, just a drop of flour, about a tablespoon. It's a very forgiving recipe. We can sort of do what we like. We're going to mix that all together in just a second, but I have another little step, something a little bit different and savory for a dessert. I'm actually going to put just a tiny bit of fresh rosemary in here, not too much. I don't want it to take over the dish, but it's going to give a little unexpected herbal note. Really just a drop. Okay, listen, it's barely even a teaspoon of rosemary. So, all right. We'll get this all going. So here we go. We've got this nicely mixed up. As I said, it's just about equal parts butter, ground almonds, sugar, eggs, then a drop of flour, a little pinch of salt, and about a half teaspoon of vanilla. We've got this mixed up here. Okay. So now I'm using a removable bottom pan. This one is super non-stick. I've also brushed it with a tiny bit of olive oil. Of course, you'd normally use butter, but I thought we're giving a little Mediterranean flair to this. So let's get this in here. Okay. So you notice that we put our filling in with no crust. We saved you a step. It's going to make for a slightly lighter sort of crustless tart. Maybe we'll call it a galette. We'll see what we're going to call it. All right. Okay, now we have our figs. Let's even that out just a drop. And we're just going to put them sort of upright. They've just been halved. We sprinkled a little port, and I'm just going to go around the tart. I tend to start at opposite ends, and that way I end up meeting in the middle with evenly spaced figs by some miracle. So I just kind of keep going from opposite ends, filling in as I go. Now in the second row, I just fill in the blank spots. Here we go. Just kind of nestle them right into the filling. They're going to sink in a little bit on their own. We'll keep going around and around. A few more figs until we may as well use them up, right? Well, that was a miracle. Just the right amount of figs for our tart. One last step here. I have some slivered almonds. We're going to get this into the oven and let's see how it goes. We'll be right back. So, straight from the oven, this is our fig port and almond frangipane tart without a crust. Fig port almond frangipane galette, maybe. It's going to be delicious, hot or cold, really good the next day. Should even be good, I think, for a day or two or three. It's got plenty of richness in it. Would be beautiful as a brunch dish, a lunch dessert, a dinner dessert. So happy hospitality at home, summer entertaining with great performances.